Hello and welcome to the BFL Football Show, proudly supported by McDonald's Ballarat and Ballarat Toyota. And, not so much a special guest anymore, but I'm only a regular panellist. Welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me back, Brades. Looking forward to this show.
Thanks, mate. And Lake Wendouree, Premiership player from last year, Scotty Carey, unfortunately won't be Premiership player this year, mate, after last weekend's performance.
Yeah, no good on the weekend, but move on from that.
Move on, very good. We'll talk about your game a little bit later on. The first game we'll have a look at is Redan v Sunbury. This game was played on Saturday at the Eastern Oval. Redan, 18 goals, 19, 127, defeated Sunbury 13-8, 86. The goalkeeper for Redan, Dean Chester, continues his outstanding form. He's been in great form the last 5 or 6 weeks. He kicked 6 goals. Mitchell Phelps kicked 4 and Tom Lamb 2. While for Sunbury, Josh Bridges kicked 3, Simon Clark 2 and Matthew Meecraft 2. Better players for Redan, Jared Edwards, Dean Chester, Julian Field. While for Sunbury, better players, Alan O'Connor, David Kovacevic and Ross Slate. So Redan, they're just an ultimate professional finals team, aren't they, boy? They seem to finish third most years, and I think a few years they've won the premierships in the past. They finished third, and straight through to a grand final, week off. Everything's going very sweet at City Oval at the moment.
It is for them. They we always talk about it. They seem to do it every year, or when they make finals and go deep, they seem to take that third spot and play really well in the first couple of games to make sure they get to the grand final. So full credit to them. By the looks of things, they probably could have won by a lot more, 18 goals, 19. Yeah. So obviously they're a complete domination after half time of Sunbury, and I don't think all is lost for Sunbury. The pressure is now on Redan, knowing that they can beat Sunbury easily, and then Sunbury, if they can get over North City this weekend, they'll make it back into the grand final and have absolutely nothing to lose taking on Redan. So unusual game. I would have thought it would have been a bit closer and a Sunbury victory, but Redan too strong, and we know what they can do in finals.
Sunbury, most of the year they've won pretty easy. They've never really been in a situation where they've been headed throughout a game and really challenged. So I think they're probably players, probably found themselves in unfamiliar territory when they were headed on the weekend, and maybe it's not a good thing that they win all these games throughout the season by quite on a big margin, because when they're challenging a final, they haven't really experienced it throughout the season, so they don't really know how to react.
Scotty played them the week before, and let's see what he says about whether they looked like they were possibly tiring, and obviously at the wrong end of the season to be tiring, if that was the case against Lakers a couple of weeks ago.
Scotty, you guys played Sunbury obviously a couple of weeks ago. You played them last year as well, and you beat them in the first final last year, and obviously they went straight test last year. And a big game from this week. Do you think that they sort of struggle with a bit of finals pressure, or if they bounce back this week, they should beat North City and progress through to the grand final? What do you think it is with them at the moment?
Yeah, not too sure. Like you said, they beat us first round, so I don't think winning's a problem in finals anymore. We see they can do it. So I think they're a good enough side, and they've probably shown it all year, and I don't think this will phase them too much. They'll move on to this week, and I'm sure they'll win over North City.
And they haven't played at the Eastern Oval much this year as well, and last week was a game when they played at the Eastern. Probably that'll hold them in good stead, I think, if they do progress to the grand final. They're a bit more familiar with the surround, so I don't know whether it was the ground that maybe advantaged Redan a little bit, but Redan are in great form, aren't they? And their last 6 weeks have been outstanding, really.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think they can play much better footy at the moment. We played them a couple of weeks before Sunbury as well, and gave us a bit of a touch-up, so yeah, all things looking good for Redan.
Very good. So look, Redan have got probably some selection headaches coming into the grand final. Probably a good issue to have. Obviously, Brendan Peace, the coach, who's in their best 18, no doubt. He'll probably come back into the side. Nathan Blomley, who's a interleague player, a very good player as well. I think he'll be fit. I think he would have played this week, and obviously with the week off, he'll come back in the side as well. I think Jake Bridges is another player that could come back in the side. So potentially 3 changes.
Tom Land's taken his opportunity. He was given a 11th hour reprieve to play on the weekend, and stepping in for the coach, and certainly didn't do his chances any harm by kicking a couple of goals and playing a good game. So yeah, like you said, a lot of selection headaches for Redan, but I suppose it's a good position to be in going into a grand final. You'd rather be filling the team with your best players and trying to scrounge up some players because you've got injuries. Exactly,
Baller. Next game we'll have a look at is Lake Wendouree v North Ballarat City. This game was played on Sunday at the Eastern Oval. North Ballarat City 13-14, 92, defeated Lake Wendouree 6-7, 43. The goalkeepers for North City, Tyler George kicked 4, Jared Graham 2, Aidan George 2, and Aaron Clark, and also Michael Williams kicked 2 as well. While for Lake Wendouree, Nathan Pring kicked 3 and Brent Olszewski kicked 2. Better players for North City, Josh McDermott, Aidan George and Sean Lyle. While for Lake Wendouree, Tom Malloy, Ty Murphy and Tim Miller were the better 3 players for them. So, look, Scotty, disappointing wide end of the season, straight sets, not much more to say really than, after finishing second on the ladder, you'd certainly, I suppose, hope to at least progress through to a prelim, but I suppose not to be.
Yeah, not this year. Not much to say really. Disappointing, and like you said, we had every intention of going all the way again this year, and wasn't to be. North City were good on the weekend, and good luck to them.
You put it fairly bluntly there, and that's the way it is, I suppose. We obviously were impressed with the way North City played, and how do you fancy their chances against Sunbury this week?
Yeah, they were very good on the weekend. I don't think we were good at all, but don't want to take anything away from North City. They were very good.
Yep.
It'll be a tough one. They beat them a couple of weeks ago by a point run over the top of them. They're a very fit side. I don't see why they can't do it again.
Yeah, and I'm sure that game we played at Daly Park as well. We'll move on to that game. So obviously Lake Wendouree finished the season with their loss last week, and Redan progressed through the grand final. So that leaves the preliminary final between Sunbury and North Ballarat City this weekend. They'll be played on Saturday down at Daly Park. So a really big game, Boiler. And Sunbury you'd think would progress through with a win, but North City's form the last month has been faultless, really. They've really answered every challenge that's been thrown at them, so full credit to them and their coaching staff for a really good performance. But I'll certainly have their work cut out on Saturday. You think that Sunbury would be a fraction too good?
You'd think so, but as you just said, the North City they've beaten Sunbury, as Scott mentioned, coming back from 7 goals down the last quarter. Then they've come out and beaten Melbourne South quite convincingly, and then they've beaten last year's premiers quite convincingly. So they'll be full of confidence. Neutral ground. It's not Sunbury's home ground. It's not North City's. Daly Park's got really good surface this time of year, and it's a decent sized ground. So everything to play for North City. I reckon they're just going to give everything like last week. They had nothing to lose coming up against Lakers, and the same thing because no one has expected them to go this far, and no one expects them to beat Sunbury. And I think Robbie Waters and his troops will be pretty keen to prove everyone wrong, and I'll give them every chance. But I don't know. It's too close to call for mine. I think Sunbury, if they were playing a bit better, Sunbury would win this, but they could be a little bit shaky after last week's loss.
Do you think North City are a chance, or do you think Sunbury will win quite easy?
Like David said, I don't really know, to be honest. I think Sunbury should win. They both play at Daly's big ground. They both play on big grounds at home, so it's kind of hard to choose who'll take that advantage. But I think Sunbury should just win.
Yep. Very good. So we'll just touch on the netball too, just briefly. Lake Wendouree through to another grand final. So one of the Southern McLean, all the girls have played on that side. This weekend we've got East Point v Redan in the preliminary final. So the winner of that game obviously played Lake Wendouree in the senior netball grand final as well. Just touching on the betballarat.com.au odds for this week. The markets have not been updated as of yet, but I'm sure they will be very, very soon. So if you can get on, maybe try the website tonight, betballarat.com.au. Otherwise, call 1-800-321-001. Look, Sunbury were $1.70. $1.80 before this round.
Surely,
if you like definitely. If you see, if you like, probably Sunbury, probably the time to get on now before they play North City. So you might get a fraction better than even money for Sunbury. And as you said, I'm sure Redan have come in as well.
$9 a couple of weeks ago.
So they were, and I think
they've skyrocketed into a grand final. And if you got them at $9, you'd be pretty happy.
Oh, definitely. Boys, that's pretty much all we're talking about today. This time next week we'll be talking about the two teams that play off in the grand final. Who do you think those two teams will be? I'd probably say Redan's one of them.
Sunbury and Redan for mine, and Sunbury just.
Yep.
Sunbury and Redan as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this game will be pretty close on Saturday.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's North City Redan.
No, I don't think so. Anyone I've certainly had some surprises over the last 3 or 4 weeks, so well done to them. And as we said before, it's going to be a really good clash. So we encourage all the people and then as many supporters as possible to get down to Daly Park on Saturday to set the game. That's pretty much it for the BFL football show this week. A shortened show, obviously. Only one game to talk about. Obviously, the big prelim final. But this time next week, we'll be previewing the big grand final. So, thanks for joining us on the BFL Footy Show once again. Proudly supported by McDonald's, Ballarat, and Ballarat Toyota. Good night.